Hey, cool cats and kitties, it is Remote Learning Day number 29 in U.S. history. We've been doing some notes this week on Unit 8, the Civil War. And in yesterday's notes, we talked a little bit about ironclads. We talked specifically about the first two ironclads, and that was the Monitor and the Merrimac. So the Union had one, and the Confederacy had one. So for today, something a little bit different, I would like you guys to make a model, a physical model, of one of those two ships, or both. If you wanted to do both, you could do both. I'm going to show you an example of one that I made just a little bit ago. So spent about a half an hour just a little bit ago making, you guys remember which one this is? That's right, it's the Monitor, okay? So the Monitor is the one that the Union built, and this is just out of corrugated cardboard. And I took a little marker, and you'll notice that I made the little rivets where the steel is at and stuff. And then remember, the Monitor is the one that has the single turret. So the Union put like a big one on. That's why I didn't glue this down. The turret actually turns, and you can see I've got one cannon type thing sticking out there. And then when you look at pictures of the Monitor, they also have like a canopy on top, almost like an umbrella on top of the turret. So I put that on top. So it's just toothpicks. And I just used a little marker and made a little sample, okay? So this obviously is a toilet paper roll, okay? So everyone's been hoarding toilet paper. It's because they wanted to do this project, not because they actually needed it for the pandemic. So you could use cardboard if you want. You don't have to make the Monitor. You could also make the Merrimac. The Merrimac is the one that has kind of like a big triangle in the middle, and then it had a bunch of little cannons sticking out of it, okay? So you could make the Monitor, you could make the Merrimac. It doesn't have to be out of cardboard. You could do it out of a regular piece of paper. If you guys are familiar with Tinkercad, you could design it on Tinkercad. If you guys are into Minecraft, I guess you could make like a really big Minecraft model as long as you had some detail to it. You could make it out of Play-Doh. You could make it out of a piece of wood. You could carve it out of a piece of soap. You could make it out of a piece of bread, okay? I mean, it could be anything, okay? So just make a physical representation of either the Monitor or the Merrimac or both. So you could have them do like a little battle, okay? And then you're going to take a picture of it or a screenshot of it and submit that on Google Classroom, and that's it. 25 points, okay? So I like models because you kind of get an idea of thinking about like what they physically look like. And when you build something from scratch, you also start to think a little bit about like why the person designed it that way. There were a lot of different ways you could do ironclads, and they did evolve quite a bit over the course of the last several years of the war. But because we talked about the Merrimac and the Monitor, why don't you do those too? So if you're thinking, I don't know what the Monitor or the Merrimac look like, you can go ahead and look at the notes that we did yesterday, or you can just Google it, okay? So if you do like Merrimac Confederate ironclad, or you do Monitor Confederate ironclad, you'll find a whole bunch of pictures, paintings, stuff online that you can kind of use it to design from. So again, like this is what I came up with in about a half an hour, okay? So it doesn't have to be something that you would put in a museum per se. You know, I'm just looking for you guys to be creative, do something a little bit different, and make a model of an ironclad, okay? Today is the last actual school day for like what I'm going to provide you. So I do want you guys to do the end of the week survey. I do find those very interesting and also helpful. Gives me a way to kind of check in with you guys, and I try and ask a couple kind of silly questions. But there are also questions on there that are really helpful to me. And as we get into week 6 and, you know, we're progressing through the next couple weeks, I'd like to kind of have that feedback from you guys and know a little bit about what you're expecting, okay? Tomorrow is our first Thrive 5 day. So I will not be giving you guys any work per se. I might put a couple things on Google Classroom that are just kind of like, you know, some fun links to go to. That might actually be a good idea. If you want to go to Google Classroom, I probably won't do a video, but I'll probably just have like a couple links there, things that are kind of fun, things that you might want to try out. There's not a specific thing you have to turn in for Thrive 5 Day. Just kind of find a way to do something that interests you. You can look at the Thrive 5 board that they have. One of them is like relax. One of them is read a book or read part of a book. One of them is, call a family friend and talk to them, whatever. Okay. So I won't be giving you anything formal to do on Friday, but I'll try and put some links up, maybe some like online history games if you want to try those that are kind of interesting. Okay. All right. So be creative, make a boat, make a model. Okay. If you want, you could actually stage a battle in like a pond or something. You don't have to do that. But anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. All right. So any kind of model, the Merrimack, the Monitor, take a screenshot, take a picture, put it in Google Classroom. Okay. Have a good day. Peace out, guys.